Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, we continue to read from Sri Caitanya Caritamrita. We are on Adi Leela, chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda, who's Balaram. Reading from text 59. Jagat Karana Nahe Prakriti Jara Rupa Shakti Sanya Sanchariya Tare Krishna Kare Kripa. Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because Prakriti is dull and inert, it actually cannot be the cause of the material world. But Lord Krishna shows His mercy by infusing His energy into the dull, inert material nature. So yesterday we were hearing that how Krishna, how this material nature, she appears to be living because there is transformation. Water is turning into clouds, into vapor, then it's again coming down again as water. There's constant transformation of matter. And because there is transformation of matter, matter appears to be living. Or we see everyone walking around, so many living entities, and we think that the bodies are living. But the body is just a dead matter. It's the soul inside the person that is living. Because as soon as the soul leaves, we say the body is dead. So this prakriti, the ingredients of this material nature, they are dead. It's inert. It's just dull. There's no life in it. So if something which is dead and dull and life, that cannot be the cause of something living. How can a life come from something that is dead? How can something that is dead produce anything living? From a dead body, can we produce anything? Nothing. Nothing. So the whole material nature appears to be living, appears to be alive. Why? Because Mahavishnu glanced at it. It's his energy. He's the one who's putting the energy in this material nature. And he's entering into each and every atom of the universe as the Paramatma. He's entering into every atom of the universe, into every atom of earth, water, air, fire, soil, ether, everything he's entering as Paramatma. That's why it appears to be living. Krishna Shaktaye Prakriti Haya Gauna Karana Agni Shaktaye Lauha Yaiche Karaye Jarana. Thus Prakriti, by the energy of Lord Krishna, becomes the secondary cause, just as iron becomes red hot by the energy of fire. So we were also given we also heard the example. Fire is there, then you put an iron rod in it, and once you take out the iron rod, when it's hot enough, it has the capability of the fire. You touch something to it, it's as good as fire, it will burn. Nobody wants to touch a red hot iron rod. Why? Because they know it's going to burn. So because Prakriti was touched by the glance of the Supreme Lord, she's now infused with his energy. And so she appears to be the cause of this entire material creation. But she's the secondary cause. She's the facilitator. She is just providing the ingredients. But the owner is who? That's Krishna. This is just her service that she's doing. Ateva Krishna Mula Jagat Karana Prakriti Karana Yaiche Ajagalastana. Therefore, Lord Krishna is the original cause of the cosmic manifestation. Prakriti is like the nipples on the neck of a goat, for they cannot give any milk. So it's not that this Mother Nature, we have been hearing in Srimad Bhagavatam, how this Mother Nature comes about the manifestation happens. How does it happen? Because Mahavishnu glanced at the material energy. And that's when the modes get agitated. And then with time, gradually, the Mahatattva is created, the false ego is created, mind, senses, everything. All these material things are created and the living entities are put inside here. Right? So she is not the cause of this entire creation. The cause was the glance of the Lord. That was the cause. The external energy composed of Pradhan or Prakriti as the ingredient supplying portion and Maya as the causal portion is known as Maya Shakti. So Maya Devi, she has two functions, as we heard yesterday, the illusory energy and one to provide all this material and ingredients. So inert material nature is not the actual cause of the material manifestation. For Karanavashai Mahavishnu, the plenary expansion of Krishna activates all the ingredients. It is in this way that material nature has the power to supply the ingredients. So because Karana Dakshai Vishnu glanced at material, at Maya Devi, at the material energy, that's when the whole activity started. That's when the modes got agitated and the whole cosmic manifestation became manifest. The example given is that iron has no power to heat or burn. But after coming in contact with fire, the iron becomes red hot and can then diffuse heat and burn other things. So an iron rod by itself cannot burn anybody. But when I put the iron rod inside the fire, then it takes the fiery quality of heat and the power to burn comes from the fire into the iron rod. And then whatever I touch, it's going to burn. So because Mother Nature is touched by the glance of the Supreme Lord, she then begins the activity. So material nature is like iron, for it has no independence to act without the touch of Vishnu, who is compared to fire. Lord Vishnu activates material nature by the power of his glance, and then the iron-like material nature becomes a material supplying agent, just as iron made red hot becomes a burning agent. So she's an agent. She's facilitating this entire material cosmic manifestation. Material nature cannot independently become an agent for supplying the material and ingredients. But she's not an independent agent. She's dependent on the Supreme Lord. Only when he desires, he looks at her and then she starts supplying, not otherwise. So she is dependent on him. This is more clearly explained by Srila Kapila Dev, an incarnation of Godhead in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:28-40. So we are going to be soon coming to this point in our reading of Srimad Bhagavatam, the part of Kapila Shiksha. Yathol mukat vishfulingad dhumad vapi swasambhavad api atmat venabhimatad yathagni prathak ulmukat. Although smoke, flaming wood, and sparks are all considered together as ingredients of a fire, the flaming wood is nevertheless different from the fire, and the smoke is different from the flaming wood. So he's trying to, in the Sankhya philosophy, Kapila Dev, he very nicely, he separates all what is this material nature made of. Very systematically he explains to us so we can actually get separated from it. So he's saying we see a fire burning, we see there's wood and there is fire and there is sparks, and there is also smoke, and the whole thing we call fire, right? When we're looking at it from a general point of view. But if we really concentrate and look, we'll see, oh, there is wood which is burning, and then there is the fire which is there, the sparks which are there, and then there is a smoke. So all three are different. They are different. The material elements, earth, water, fire, air, etc., are like smoke. The living entities are like sparks, and material nature as pradhan is like the flaming wood. So if we separate the things, then we, the living entity, we are the soul, right? And the sparks. Living entity means what? The soul. So then we, the soul, we are like the spark of fire. And then what we are covered with this earth, water, fire, etc. Our body is covered with this, like the spark of the fire gets covered by the smoke. So we are covered by this material body. And then who is providing this fuel for it? Who's providing the whole fuel? That is Mother Nature, Pradhan. She's providing us all these material ingredients. But all of them together are recipients of power from the Supreme Personality of Godhead and are thus able to manifest their individual capacities. So all these three things, who do they belong to? They belong to the Supreme Lord. It could be all the souls that are inside the bodies, the ingredients of which the bodies are made of, and the entire material creation, the entire material nature, everything, the modes, the false ego, the senses, everything. Who do they belong to? They belong to the Supreme Lord. So where are they getting the power from? From the Supreme Lord. In other words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the origin of all manifestations. So no matter, we are the living soul, we are the soul, and then this material ingredients, the earth, water, air, fire, mind, intelligence, false ego, the modes of nature, everything. Where is it all coming from? All is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Material nature can supply only when it is activated by the glands of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as a woman can deliver a child after being impregnated by the semen of a man, so material nature can supply the material elements after being glanced upon by Mahavishnu. Therefore, Pradhan cannot be independent of the superintendence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pradhan, we heard yesterday, was the sum total. All the material ingredients are there, the modes are there, everything is there. The activity has not yet started. Nothing has started. Mother Nature is lying dormant. Only when she is looked upon by the Supreme Lord, that the modes start acting with the effect of time, then gradually, everything is created. This entire material cosmic manifestation becomes manifest. But all this happens after Mahavishnu looks at the material nature, at the material energy. Only after he looks, till the time he has not looked at her, everything is quiet, lying in a dormant state. The example is given that a woman can get a child. She has all the ingredients. She has all the ingredients to bear the child. She has that, but she needs the seed from the father. Till the time she does not get that, she's not going to be able to have the child. So similarly, although Mother Nature has all these earth, water, air, fire, everything she has, because that's the quality of the Mother Nature, but the activity can start only when the Lord looks at her. Then this is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 9.8, Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sachara Charam. So Krishna is saying, Maya Dyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sachara Charam, that this entire material energy, what we are saying, right? The universal energy, what is it? Works under the superintendence of the Lord. She is following the orders of the Supreme Lord. The entire universal energy, as it's called, total material energy. Whose order is this energy working under? This energy is working under the order of the Supreme Lord, under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The original source of the material elements is Krishna. The original source of the material elements is Krishna. Like who gave the material energy the power that she needs? Who gave this universal energy the power that it needs? That energy is given by Krishna. Who is providing this universe with all the elements that it needs? It's given by Krishna. Therefore, the attempt of the atheistic Sankhya philosophers to consider material nature the source of these elements, forgetting Krishna, is useless, like trying to get milk from the nipple-like bumps of skin hanging on the neck of a goat. So it seems there is an atheistic Sankhya philosophy, not the real Sankhya philosophy, which is spoken of in Srimad Bhagavatam, but there is an atheistic Sankhya philosophy. And in that, they say this universal energy is independent. They disregard completely Krishna. They think that this elements are energy, they have the energy by themselves, but they forget that this energy is coming from Krishna. The elements are coming from Krishna. They're thinking this material energy is independent. This universal energy is independent of Krishna. They're not able to understand that this universal energy belongs to Krishna. So when we think that this universal energy is independent, it is like, on the neck of the goat also there are nipples. Now the goat has nipples, real nipples from which you can get the milk. Goats also give milk, but she also has some nipples on the neck. But if we are going to try to get milk from that, nothing's going to happen. No milk is going to come out, no matter we try for millions of years. Why? Because it does not have the capacity to give milk. Those nipples don't have the capacity to give milk. That is, so this analogy is given that by forgetting Krishna and thinking that material energy, this universal energy is the source of this whole creation, forgetting Krishna, that is trying to get milk from the fleshy bags, from the nipples on the neck of a goat. Okay. Any questions or comments? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Shri Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.